Thank you.
Yeah, it's recording. Cool. So I spoke briefly with Jeremy yesterday in our Manage Weekly call.
Hmm.
So I was picking up this work for improvements for the free trial sign-up flow for the GitLab.com as a part of user onboarding, right? We were doing product discovery for user onboarding. And through that, we discovered that the free trial sign-up flow is actually quite broken. It's quite hard to get through if, for example, you don't have an existing account and you want to register, and then you also want to activate a free trial. I tried it a couple of times. Sometimes I succeeded. Sometimes it takes me to down that path where it starts asking me for my credit card, and it's a bit confusing altogether, right? And this is then a few suggestions for improvements based on that work. And okay, so you'll also see the journey map that I did, which is the current onboarding user journey. And most of it in this part, in the current one, is actually just signing up for the free trial. So creating an account and then signing up for a free trial. There are video documented attempts as well, mobile and desktop. This is me trying to sign up. And we also have users, because we did user testing sessions. I can link those here as well. Actually, I should. And then the main goal I kind of concluded was, because I do feel that currently when users complete their flow of signing up for a free trial, they're like exhausted and they just want to start using GitLab, but we take them through all these pages, through all these stages, through all these steps, right? And we want them to feel excited at the moment when they are about to start using GitLab. And then I mapped out the ideal or future user onboarding journey, which again, it includes if I do this, can you still see my screen?
Yeah, I can.
Cool. And it still includes the free trial sign up in the first part, which is much shorter, and then the user onboarding, right? And my main goal here was to kind of show that in the same amount of interactions, we can sign the user up for the trial and also start the guided onboarding, right? Because there are 39 interactions here, the yellow post-it notes, I guess, digital ones. Yeah. And the same here, I think it's 37 here, right? So this is basically all the work from the user onboarding. And okay, then I propose a solution here. And the main part is actually just, can we come up with, how do I call it, unified register and free trial flow. And so currently we have these steps that are broken into separate steps, and they kind of work together, but sometimes it seems they break, and you start with, you click on sign up for a free trial, you need to create an account, and then you kind of lose track and you're not in the flow of starting a free trial anymore. You're taken down the path where we start asking you for the credit cards, which is really confusing. You'll probably see it if you check out the video attempts.
Okay.
And yeah, the self-hosted can be ignored here, right? Because we're talking about GitLab.com.
Yeah.
So what I'm proposing is a generic, unified register and free trial sign-up flow, but it changes based on the intent of the user, right? And the status of the user. Is the user, do they have an existing account? If they do, they basically just need to sign up for the free trial, right? So this will change into just a free trial sign up. If they don't have an existing account, they need to register first and then sign up for a free trial. But the process should be seamless, right? It shouldn't be registering for an account, and then we currently take them to a subscription manager where they fill in extra information, and then after that they need to activate the free trial manually. So all this could be somehow automated, I believe, right?
Okay.
And then I break down. So this is I would call it the overview of how I imagine it would be ideal. This is just me thinking. So, whenever you take over, because Jeremy told me that it would be you guys, so fulfillment or growth taking this over. Feel free to just challenge it or just take a part of it or whatever.
Okay.
And then I kind of break it down into smaller suggestions for improvements. I start with basic stuff like homepage improvements. Currently, it's not clear. This is already a suggestion, but currently on the page where you need to choose between the self-managed and the cloud version, this doesn't look like it's an option because it looks like it's disabled because of contrast issues. The text is too light and the icon is too light. So just fixing the contrast should make it a bit clearer that people can choose between the two versions. Then the assumption is also that most people coming through GitLab.com would probably try the GitLab.com version first because it doesn't require them to overcommit and install GitLab on their own server or whatever, right? So maybe that should be actually the default option, and the other one should be the secondary option. That's just an assumption. But then moving forward, can we kind of move away from the tabs altogether because we're hiding content, right, with the tabs, and we're not equally kind of presenting the two options? Can we move away from that and maybe just illustrate them a bit better and have a short description of what each one is, what it's good for, and then calls to actions so that you can start your journey from that page without switching between tabs. And this would also work quite nicely on the mobile, because on the mobile currently the two tabs are really strange. The behavior is really strange. So you click on one and the order will change, and they don't look like tabs on mobile as well. So it's a bit problematic, right? So this is basically the start of the journey, right? And then this is very much tied to this image on top, right? So yeah, this part. And it's actually the flows for non-existing user, for existing user, and the last one I believe is existing account user wants to activate free trial. Non-existing account user wants to register. Okay, so in this case they just want to register, right? And non-existing account user wants to register for sign up for a free trial. So they need to register first and then sign up for a free trial, right? So this would be the entry point. I'm sorry, the train is passing by. You probably hear it.
No worries at all.
Cool. And then you need to register, and then the free trial, it should feel like a seamless process, right? It should feel similar to this. You can still skip it, right? So you land on the welcome page without a free trial. But if you do fill in the required information for the free trial, there needs to be some automation happening in the background where the account is created for the subscription manager and the trial is activated automatically as well, because I don't think it really makes sense for the user to do that all manually in an interface that looks very different today from this, right, from the signing up. I believe the free trial sign up process could be shortened into a minute or so, but it currently can take up to like 5 minutes, and it involves confirming your email and stuff like that, right? And then the last part of that issue is actually, this will be done by manage though, replace email confirmation with soft email confirmation. So you don't need to activate or confirm your email immediately after signing up. You can enter gitlab.com, and we just show you like a notification on top where it says, hey, you still need to confirm your email, but you can enter the gitlab.com application, right?
Gotcha.
I've seen it in a couple of applications, and this would also help us solve the problem where people get stuck in the sign-up process because they don't receive an email, or maybe sometimes it goes into spam or something. And sometimes people mistype their email, and of course they don't receive the confirmation email, right? And they again get stuck, and it's really inconvenient for them. But this, as I said, will be done by manage, and it's actually scheduled for 12.
Okay.
So that's a quick introduction to the suggested improvements. But as I said, if you end up taking over, Jeremy said that the fulfillment group would be taking over. Feel free.
When you say taking over, do you mean taking over that specific early part of the trial
Yeah, the trial sign up, right? Because we're covering the user onboarding, the guided user onboarding.
Yeah,
But as I said, we just realized through the product discovery that free trial sign up flow also needs to be improved, because I believe we lose a lot of users through that flow, because it's
yeah.
actually quite painful to get through,
No,
and
agreed.
it's a bit sorry. It's a bit of a wasted opportunity, if you ask me,
Yeah, yeah.
because it could improve our pipeline of new trials and new potential users, right?
Yeah,
Paying users, I mean.
I 100% agree. And that's an exciting project. Hopefully I'm on that.
Cool.
Definitely look forward to it. It's a bit
Cool.
up in the air for me right now, just because
Yeah, of course.
I'm not sure what stage group I'll be.
Yeah.
But I'd love to stay on fulfillment, but yeah, that's not really my decision. Well, it
Yeah.
kind of is, but it's not. If that makes sense.
Okay.
They want me to kind of feel happy in whatever stage group I'm in.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, if you've been on a stage group for 4 to 5 milestones, to then switch out to another one
Yeah.
is really tough.
It will be tough, yeah, if you end up doing that. Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, this is awesome. Really, really,
Cool.
really cool. I
Yeah.
think the biggest problem I think immediately that we're going to face is we use a service, well, a different customer portal,
Yeah.
completely separate from GitLab.
Okay.
It still shares some of the code base, but I think it's completely separate in terms of
Yeah.
different URL and so forth.
Yeah.
And that service is also linked to several other services. So I think one of the reasons why we require a credit card is because of basically third-party applications.
Okay.
So it'd be really cool.
Yeah.
It'd be really interesting to do a discovery with engineering just to see
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
how easy it would be to modify that.
Yeah.
That's my understanding.
Yeah. And to be honest, I actually expect some, technical limitations in this case. But we should still, have a vision of where this should be.
100% agree.
Yeah, and it should be user-driven, right? Not
Yeah.
technology-driven. So it's not what we can deliver, but what we should deliver, and we should always challenge what we can deliver, right?
100% agree with you there.
Yeah.
I think that's my modus operandi. That's how I kind of push the vision forward, especially for some of the secure stuff that is very, very, very technically challenged.
I can imagine. Yeah. Okay, cool. So if you do end up picking up this part of work, feel free to ping me, or if you need any more advice or help, because we did quite a few user testing sessions. I'm always happy to give a hand, because it's an interesting area to kind of work on. So I wouldn't mind at all. Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Is this issue a product discovery?
It's not this issue particularly, not, but it was all these findings were based on a product discovery we did for user onboarding, because I took a look on it really holistically, right? I wanted to go from the start, which is our homepage, all the way to now users actually know GitLab and they start using it, right? Because that whole experience needs to be designed and needs to be seamless. We can't just have different broken down parts and kind of stitch them together. It needs to be like properly designed. And you can see from this free trial sign up flow that it's like it seems like a certain part of it was designed and then something was added and stitched together, and right. Yeah. So it's typical for product that grows, right? It starts with something small, then it grows, and you add something, and then you kind of need to switch the old part with the new part. But yeah, at some point you just need to go back and redesign it properly. Yeah. Cool.
Thank you for that walkthrough. That was really really insightful, and I appreciate it.
Sure, no problem. And as I said, if you need any help with it, if you do end up picking up the work, I'm happy to help. Otherwise, I'll just try to find out who will actually work on it. I guess.
I've got a feeling it will most likely be me.
Okay.
And now that I've seen that, I'm actually quite excited to work on it. So
cool.
I'm gonna see if I can make it me. If it's not me,
cool. Perfect. Right. Cool, and that's it. We're actually a bit over time.
yeah, a little bit. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Cool, and I hope the move is going well.
Yeah, it's going. The move itself went actually better than we expected, but now the defining of the flat is always challenging, right? So yeah, that will be the most challenging part. But yeah, other than that, always good. Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Cool. Yeah, it was nice talking to you, and have a nice rest of the day.
You too. Take care.
Cool. Bye-bye. Yeah. See you. Bye.